I read these stories to the kids after we played a game. Usually it's on Saturday morning at the free class when I have the most kids. And so after we played a game in the summer, it's pretty darn hot in here, even with the fan going. So we sit in front of the fan and cool down, and I read them a short story. The cherry tree of Ankokuji Temple. There is an old Buddhist temple called Ankokuji in the city of Abbot, not far from the former capital of Kyoto. Many old temples and shrines in Japan have strange tales, which are told and retold over the years. The story, which is written in its records, is about a cherry tree that used to grow in the temple compound. One spring morning, hundreds of years ago, a gardener came to this temple. He was a friend of the priest, and he was carrying a beautiful cherry sapling. "Good morning, Abbot. How are you today?" asked the gardener cheerfully. "Ah, good morning. What have you got for me today?" For whenever the gardener came to the temple, he always had something to sell to the priest. "Today I have a splendid cherry tree that could be a treasure to this temple." "Oh, let me take a look at it," said the priest, who was very fond of garden trees. The gardener proudly took the cherry sapling from his basket and placed it before the priest. "It looks like a fine sapling," the priest whispered, and admired it from different angles. He continued to examine the sapling for some time. Finally he murmured, "Oh, it's a fine tree." The gardener watched intently how the priest reacted to the tree, with which he expected to make a big profit, as he had on other occasions. At long last, the priest asked, "Well, how much do you want for it?" The gardener could not overlook the priest's satisfaction and decided to make even more profit than he planned before coming to the temple. He answered, 10 gold pieces." "What? 10? That's exorbitant." Exorbitant means that's way too much. "Be more sensible, my dear man," the priest shouted. No, that is too much. I can't accept your price." "But, my dear Abbot, if you're so satisfied with it, 10 gold pieces are nothing compared with the pleasure that you'll get out of it," the gardener retorted. "Of course I am satisfied with it, but 10 pieces is far too expensive." "Well, if that's your decision, I have nothing more to say. I must find some other place where this sapling will be appreciated." And the gardener replied coldly and began to pack it away. Wait, just a moment. You must be more sensible. You must understand how I stand here." "Yes, but this is good for 10 pieces, 10 gold pieces, anywhere in the country." "Well, if you're so determined, let's do it this way. I'll give you 5 gold pieces right on the spot. How about that?" the priest begged. "What? 5? No! I just told you that it's 10 and nothing less. You can't find a tree better than this anywhere. Now listen." And so they continued to argue the matter over. And finally the gardener decided to pack up his wares and go. But all of a sudden he gave a scream of fear. And slowly, as if forced, he knelt down and finally he squatted on the ground. He couldn't speak, even though he had his mouth open. "What's the matter?" asked the astounded priest, when he knelt down to see what had happened to the gardener. To his astonishment, his surprise, he saw that the roots of the cherry sapling had extended themselves and were coiled tightly around the gardener's legs. At length, the gardener came to. He woke back up and pleaded with the priest. "Oh, dear Abbot, please recite your sacred sutra, your sacred poem, and get these roots away from my legs, and then I'll confess the truth to you." As the priest was reciting a holy sutra of the great Buddha, the roots of the cherry sapling gradually loosened, and the gardener was freed. And then the gardener confessed that he had purchased the cherry sapling for only 1 gold piece from a neighboring nursery. As a result, the gardener learned to be honest. It said that the cherry sapling was planted in the compound of the temple and flourished. It really grew well there for many, many years. So this is from the old records of Ankokuji Temple. It's in Abbot in Kyoto Prefecture. Prefecture is like a state in Japan. It's about the size of a county, but Japan has a lot of people. So it takes on about the same kind of government that they have for a state here in the U.S. But it's probably a little bit different type of government, but it's similar.